Bring Her Back, which arrives in UK cinemas July 26th, taps directly into the fear that any kid lost in the foster system may have of suddenly being placed with a total stranger who might secretly be their worst nightmare. Following their striking debut Talk to Me, Australian director brothers Danny and Michael Philippou, better known as YouTubers Raka Raka, doubled down on their fearless approach to terror, crafting a film that plays like a foster child's worst case scenario with its intense blend of juvenile paranoia and supernatural horror. The story follows 17-year-old Andy, played by Billy Barrett, and his blind stepsister Piper, played by Sora Wong, who after discovering their foster father dead in the shower are placed with Sally Hawkins as Laura, a former therapist also caring for a mute boy named Ollie who's Jonah Wren Phillips. But while Laura initially seems nurturing, especially toward Piper, she's consumed by grief over the death of her own blind daughter Kathy, and clings to a set of sinister VHS tapes made by a cult promising resurrection through dark rituals. And it isn't long before Andy and Piper find themselves targets in her deranged plan, with poor Ollie caught in an even more terrifying fate. As with Talk to Me, the Philippous don't hold back on their style of horror, complete with violence that is shockingly graphic and relentless, in scenes where self-mutilation, psychological torment, and grisly moments involving teeth and sharp objects are frequent, all of which are gruesome enough to make your stomach turn, made even more disturbing by bleak cinematography and unsettling sound design that renders even gentle rainfall menacing. But amid the horror, there's real emotional heft, as the film explores grief and trauma with depth and nuance, from Andy's struggle to use the shower to Laura's all-consuming sorrow that twists into madness, with Sally Hawkins delivering a chilling performance as the latter, capturing both her brokenness and terrifying resolve, to where although her behaviour becomes increasingly erratic, you can't help but sense the desperate grief behind it all. Bring Her Back balances supernatural terror with raw human emotion, though not quite as seamlessly as Talk to Me, as the story occasionally suffers from gaps in logic, such as Laura's obvious instability even before her true intentions become apparent, raising questions about how she was ever approved to foster children in the first place. But the film's emotional power and intense horror largely compensate for these narrative flaws. Despite treading somewhat familiar ground, the Philippous execute it with flair, pushing boundaries that other horror directors might avoid. And while the 4-star Bring Her Back may not be as conceptually fresh as Talk to Me, it confirms the Philippou brothers' status as bold new voices in horror cinema, for their fearless storytelling and visceral visuals make for an unforgettable and undoubtedly nightmarish ride. Visit the Film Feeder website to read my more detailed review, but for now, thanks for watching, please like and subscribe for more reviews, and I'll see you next time.